Hi there, we're back again. So we're continuing on. The next additive that we're looking at is antioxidants. So just to go back over an additive, okay, I'm on the shop. There are substances intentionally added. So these are added on purpose, and they are improve its color, flavor, texture, whatever it has to do. So we looked at the back and forth colorings, and we looked at sweeteners the last week. So we're looking at antioxidants, etc. today. Okay, so antioxidants, we've dealt with this before. When we were in first year, for instance, we put lemon juice in water when we were cooking apples because we wanted to block the oxygen from letting the enzymes take over. So antioxidants basically stop oxygen from doing something, okay? So the first thing antioxidants do in food is inhibit or stops the oxidative rancidity. So oxygen breaking down fats. It's two types of rancidity: oxidative or oxidative, as I say, or hydrolytic. So if you just revise that back in lipids if you're unsure of those. But what antioxidants do then is inhibits or stops the oxidative rancidity of foods, especially those in fats and oils. So it stops oxygen coming in and breaking down the chemical structure, which would make the quality of the food less. And another thing that antioxidants do is they reduces food waste, and that's something we all need to kind of strive towards because of antioxidants in the food, then the food does not go off as quickly. Okay, so like the others, there are natural antioxidants and there are artificial antioxidants. Okay, and the E numbers for antioxidants, you can see there, are the 300. Something from 300 to 399. If you saw that on an ingredients list, it would be an antioxidant. So our natural antioxidants, these are vitamins. Vitamin C, a water-soluble vitamin, the correct name being ascorbic acid, and vitamin E, or tocopherol. Okay, that's a fat-soluble vitamin. Okay, vitamin C is found in fruit and veg, and you can use it in fruit juices, for instance. It would be used as an antioxidant. Okay, vitamin E then, or tocopherol, is found in nuts and seeds. Okay, it's found in nuts and seeds. All right, and an example there would be vegetable oils. Now I've checked the vegetable oils in my cupboard, and neither of them do contain vitamin E, but maybe check your own, and you can check your own, and you can see if it does or not. Okay, so that's our natural ones. Artificial antioxidants then, so don't worry about the chemical name. BHA and BHT is fine. Okay, so it's butylated hydroxyanisole and butylated hydroxytoluene. Okay, so do not worry about having to remember those. BHA and BHT is fine. So BHA, it's laboratory produced, and it's found in instant noodles, such as those super noodles there, and instant soups. Okay, something you just have to add water to or heat up. And then your BHT is also a laboratory produced chemical, and it's found in the likes of crackers. Okay, so it stops oxygen going in and softening them down and just making them inferior in quality then. So even though the packet is open, the quality of the product shouldn't really be diminished on any stage. And that's what antioxidants do. So you have vitamin C and vitamin E, and then you've got your BHA and BHT as your artificial antioxidants. And what they do, again, just to recap, they stop oxygen breaking down foods, especially foods that are high in fats and oils. And as well as that, they reduce food waste as food doesn't go off as quickly, and that's always a good thing. Okay. Now, the next one is nutritive additives. Okay, so for instance, if I show you here, hang on a second now. So this is a pack of Wheatos, and as you can see on the front there, it's telling us it's high in fiber, whole grain, and vitamin D, and it is gives you iron. Bring it closer, sorry. Helps you maintain alertness and helps release energy, B12, etc. So these are added in. These are nutritive additives added in, and as you can see there in the book as well, Avonmore Super Milk. These are functional foods. Okay. Super milk definitely is. So foods that have nutritive additives added to them are referred as fortified. They are strengthened or fortified. Why? What's the big deal then? They replace nutrients lost during processing. So say, for instance, calcium that is lost during milling of wheat to make flour, it's added back in. And then it also enhances or makes better the nutritional value of the food. So margarine, for instance, is fortified with vitamin D. It's just a bit more nutritious. The chocolatey Wheatos don't seem as bad because they have iron, B12, vitamin D added, etc. Okay. So example then would be vitamin D used in margarine. Calcium is added into flour and milk, especially the super milk there. So in this case, extra calcium, folic acid plus vitamins, and iron then is added in, as we saw there, in our breakfast cereals too. Okay, so that's our nutritive additives. So just the addition of nutrients. So as we can see there, that's an argument for saying that additives aren't a bad thing because you're making the food more nutritious. Okay, so if you were asked for the advantages, you could say that it makes foods more nutritious. Now, you can take a break and stop this at any stage if you need to go over anything. As I said, I'm available on Teams. Just drop me a message if something you need to find out as well. I'm going to post up a PowerPoint as well on this. Okay, so it's everything in the chapter here. It might just be in a maybe tabular format, might be easier for your brain to look at. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to post this to the classroom resources part of the files section. So you click on files, then you click on the top one, the resources, the classroom resources, and then this will be available in there. Okay, so just that might be in addition to you as well. Okay, so our next one then is our preservatives. So to preserve means to last longer. So there's a picture of jam there. We know jam is 65% sugar, and that's what preserves it. Okay, and our E numbers for preservatives are 200s, so it's anything from 200 to 299. So you saw that on an ingredients list, you would know it's a preservative. So why do we need them in foods? You can underline this: prevents the growth of microorganisms, and it prevents in turn then food spoilage. So again, the next point, it ties in completely, reduces food waste, and that's something we really need to strive towards, is reducing food waste. And because of preservatives then, food doesn't go off so quickly. It reduces your risk of food poisoning because bacterial growth is inhibited or stopped. There's so much sugar in jam, bacteria can survive. There's so much salt in foods like sugars, salts, etc. It stops bacteria and other microorganisms from growing. And it provides out-of-season foods all year round. So strawberry should only be available to us in strawberry foods in the late summer, early autumn. Okay, whereas by preserving them with sugar, salt, alcohol, or vinegar, you're making these foods available all year round. And that's something we don't see jam as. Hang on now, that's strawberries in a different form. Okay, so that's very important. So natural preservatives then, these are found in nature. Sugar is one. We know that it comes from either sugar cane or sugar beet, and its uses are in jam and in sweets. Salt, sodium chloride is the correct name for that, and it's used in cured meats like your rashers, your sausages, puddings, bacon, etc. And butter, this salted butter makes it last a bit longer. Alcohol then is, we've done this, our different enzymes bringing about the fermentation of yeast, and for example, a fruit cake. All right, so you keep soaking, feeding your cake, it's called, up to Christmas in brandy to preserve it. And then vinegar, or the correct name for vinegar being acetic acid, it's a byproduct of the fermentation of alcohol. And you'll find that in your pickle jars, like your chutneys, your gherkins, your pickled onions, etc. as well. Okay, so there's lots there. Without them, I mean, these have been used, these natural preservatives have been used for thousands of years, very, very effectively. Okay, so they're very, very good ones. Now, artificial ones then, laboratories, scientists came along and they decided that they would make their own. So a lot of these are chemicals. The first one is sulfur dioxide. These are all laboratory produced chemicals. I'm not going to keep saying that. So sulfur dioxide then is found in dried fruit, so your sultanas, your raisins, and any fruit-based breakfast cereal. So maybe a Special K red berries or that kind of thing. Your sorbic acid then is found in baked goods, okay, just to make them last. We know ourselves, if we make something at home, it only lasts a couple of days. So in order for cakes and that to be sold in shops and to have a long shelf life, they would add something like sorbic acid. Benzoic acid then, these are found in energy drinks. So if you have a Lucozade or something along those lines, Red Bull or Monsters, I don't know if they should be sold. But anyway, have a quick look at the ingredients list and see if you can see those on it. And finally then, sodium nitrate. So we've come across this before. We talked about this briefly when we were talking about meat products back in 5th year. And these are found in cured meats, so your rashers, your bacon, etc. And funnily enough, spreadable cheeses. So your Laughing Cows, your Dairy Lee spreads. There's another one I can't think of the name, but anything you can spreadable cheese, say on a cracker, they would have sodium nitrate in it as well, which preserves and makes the product last that bit longer. Okay. So I'm going to stop here now. I'm going to give you some work to do in your workbooks, and I will go again then for the finish of this chapter. Okay. Thank you.